Latinos don't say babe, we say mi amorcito, mi vida, mi papacito, papi, maldito desgraciado, mentiroso, infeliz, hermoso, te amo, mi amor.
All I heard was two things. I need to get the Border Patrol, and damn, mamacita, maybe I do need a Latina in my life.
If Jesus was here right now, would you let him in?
Of course I would.
Why?
As long as he went through the proper, as long as
he came here legally. As long as Jesus Christ came to this country legally, we would let him in.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. No, thank you.
The Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, and the legal documents. The church pastor be like, let Jesus into your heart. I need to see some documents first. Forgive me, Father, for I have no visa.
I'm Hispanic and I vote for Mr. Trump. We vote for Mr. Trump. Yes, Mr. Trump, we love you.
A few moments later.
Beyond betrayed. They used us. They actually, during the campaign, and I don't want to make this political, but during the campaign, the elected officials from the Republican Party, they actually told us that he was not going to touch the documented people.
The same thing that can make you laugh is the same thing that can make you cry.
Meanwhile,
my mom just got deported. My mom just got deported. It's so not fair. It's so not fair. She's literally not a criminal. Like, she's literally just paid her taxes. She's literally just... We're not safe. No one's safe. Please. Hug your loved ones, please.
Dang. Do you guys feel that? It's kind of hot. I think I need some ice.
And your grandparents then, is that right?
Yes.
Came to this country? Did they do so through the legal process?
My grandpa entered in illegally.
Okay. We must be very clear, the type of immigration that we support is when you follow our rules and you come on our terms. Do you think that you have a right to immigrate to America?
My grandparents made that decision
Okay,
for me.
and I'm not trying to attack your grandparents, but no one has a right to go to anybody else's country. It is a privilege, not a right, to come into America.
So it's a privilege to live a life that requires you to have clean water, clean food, clean
yes,
air.
of course it is.
And you have to fight for that?
Yes, it is not.
But we didn't?
Hold on a sec. Well,
Born here, we didn't fight for that?
Well, my ancestors did fight for that, actually, and I'm a very thankful recipient of many generations of Americans that fought for the greatest nation ever to exist.
By doing what? Coming here?
They came over here in 1620, fought in the Revolutionary War, fought in the Civil War, fought in World War I.
So because my grandpa
fought in World
didn't
War
come here in
II.
1620, it gives him no right to have a good life?
He can fill out paperwork and wait in line, like the rest of the world.
All right. Let's hypothetically say a homeless man says to her, I'm breaking into your house and I'm gonna live here too. I just want a better life. Bro, the entitlement is astounding. Prove me wrong.
Do you actually work for ICE?
No, not at all. Nope.
Explain the outfit.
It's $29.99 on Amazon. I would recommend buying a small if you're my size. This one's a little too loose for my liking. But yeah, if you want some entertainment, wear this and go to a Home Depot in a sanctuary city like where I live right now, Washington, D.C., and you'll see all the illegals. Not all of them, but you can maybe see a lot of them start to run away, and you feel like a group fitness instructor. It's really good.
And you actually think that's funny?
I think it's hilarious, absolutely. What's not funny is them illegally...
There you have it, everybody. One of the worst people I've seen here at CPAC, and that's saying something. Appreciate it.
¿Y ustedes ahora mismo están viviendo aquí en el Roosevelt Hotel?
Sí, sí.
¿Y ustedes están recibiendo comida?
Sí.
¿Reciben comida?
Claro, comida, dan desayuno, almuerzo y cena.
Desayuno, almuerzo y cena.
Yes. Las habitaciones son cómodas.
¿Y cuánto tiempo lleva aquí en los Estados?
7 meses.
7 meses.
Sí.
¿Y por cuánto tiempo ha estado aquí?
7 meses.
Usted ha estado ahí por 7 meses quedándose.
Sí.
Y es gratis, ¿cierto?
Pues sí, la ayuda del gobierno, de aquí del gobierno de Nueva York.
Now, I am Asian and I'm an absolute genius and I have never made a mathematical error in my life. Now, according to my scientific calculations, if you take $250 a day for a room plus $30 a day for food, that equates to $280. Now, take that $280 multiplied by 212, which equates to 59,360 US American dollars that we wasted on one single immigrant. While us Americans, we live here, we pay the city, we pay our taxes, and we still don't get any help and we can't afford jack shit. Make that make sense, bro.
Voters tell pollsters all over the country and here in Pennsylvania that immigration is one of the key issues that they're looking at this election, and specifically the influx of illegal immigrants from more than 150 countries. How many illegal immigrants would you estimate your administration has released into the country over the last 3.5 years?
Well, I'm glad you raised the issue of immigration because I agree with you. It is a topic of discussion that people want to rightly have. And you know what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah, but
right
do you,
now,
just a
which
number.
Is,
do you think it's 1 million, 3 million?
Brett, let's just get to the point. Okay, the point is that we have a broken immigration system that needs to be repaired.
So your Homeland Security Secretary said that 85% of apprehensions.
I'm not finished. We have
it's a
an
rough estimate
immigration
of 6 million people
that
have been
needs to be-
released into the country. And let me just finish. I'll get to the question. I promise you.
I was beginning to answer.
She does everything except answer the damn question. Like, can you imagine her speaking to foreign leaders? Thank the heavens that she did not get elected.
You know, America's still a free country, right?
Victor F. is a 74-year-old Trump supporter who lives in Palo Alto. He casually went about his business today, still sporting the red MAGA hat that prompted a loud confrontation with a woman at a Palo Alto Starbucks 2 days ago.
This crazy woman came over, started raving at me. She turned to the rest of Starbucks. Hey, everybody, here's this racist here. He hates brown people. He's crazy. He's a Nazi and so forth.
The woman, Rebecca Parker Mankey, then began taking photos and posting about it on her Facebook, saying she was going to shame him, get him fired, kicked out of clubs, and march up and down his street. Victor says she left, then came back and tried to rile the Starbucks crowd once more.
Hey, again, everybody here, this racist and so on. And then as she wrote in her thing, she was disappointed all the people didn't come and mob me.
In fact, the opposite happened. People started harassing Parker Mankey's family and her employer, Griffin Stringed Instruments, where she worked as an accountant. The store owner decided to fire her after he read her Facebook posts.
We feel that music is what brings people together, and so having someone then making comments that are divisive is just not consistent with our values.
No one answered the door at Parker Mankey's home, but a female spoke through a closed window saying Rebecca doesn't live here.
She didn't want to discuss the issues with me. She wanted just to scream about Nazis and so on.
Victor wears a yarmulke underneath his MAGA hat. He is Jewish, and so to him, being called a Nazi is hurtful.
People with an education should know better than to say stupid things like that.
Mass immigration is really bad for American workers.
There's no mass immigration.
Well, first of all, how many people are... Wow. Well, you're right. There is mass invasion, but how many people are coming across the southern border every day?
I don't know, but like
no, I'm
it's not...
actually genuinely curious. Can you guess?
Okay. On what time frame?
Every day.
Every day. 500?
Yeah. It's at its low point. It's at 10,000 right now. It was 15,000 last month. So what is that annualized? Let's play that out.
A lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So that's mass immigration, right?
There's mass ignorance, mass consumption of soy, mass lack of testosterone with a mass of disciple of the soy wandering around on that campus. This freaking Chinaman. Us Asians, we don't claim him as our own. We pass him on to the transsexual community. This kid, this Asian bumbleclut, did not come on this campus to debate. He came to argue. There's a difference.
My fear is that I'll get deported to a country that I don't know.
Camila Ruilova Bustamante. She came across the border as a 7-month-old baby with her mother and grandmother. 23 years later, she's still not been able to get the paperwork she needs to be legal.
Threat of deportation is imminent.
How frightened are you? What's your fear?
Having been here since I was 7 months old, my biggest fear, I think, would be that my family is torn apart.
We tell her story to voters, Trump voters, just an hour outside of DC to see if there was any empathy for Camila. And there was some, but not much.
There's going to be sad stories.
She might be among them.
She might be among them. I don't know how it's all going to plan out. I would love to see, like, she came at 7 months old. It's not her fault she was here illegally, you know?
Her mum is with her, by the way, and is also still undocumented.
Well, her mom should go home at least, at the very least.
Others had less empathy.
Send her home. I mean, let her figure out how to get legal. We just got to get control over the border and know who's coming in here.
Did you vote for Trump?
I did.
It was one of the reasons because of immigration.
Yes. Yes. My family did it the right way. So why not go down the path of actually becoming official?
Mi nombre es Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. My name is
AOC, as she's known, is leading the charge, urging Joe Biden to give temporary protected status to 300,000 undocumented Ecuadorians, many of whom live in her district in New York.
We agree. Being undocumented is a problem. But our solution, instead of turning the military on our own people, is to document them. To document the undocumented.
Not so simple. The Immigration Office told us it has nearly 7.8 million immigration cases currently on its books, while other estimates put the total number of undocumented migrants at over 13 million people, a number that's risen sharply under President Biden. And officials told us there are more than 600,000 migrants with either criminal convictions or pending criminal charges.
Her mom came here illegally, and the daughter is suffering from the mom's heinous act of crime. Yes, her daughter is absolutely gorgeous, voluptuous, the type of girl that I want to wine and dine and maybe do some indoor Olympics with. But there's one confession I would like to make. Deport them all!
No. Yo tengo derechos. You said that you guys are looking for an individual?
Ma'am, if you're not willing to help us, then we're not going to have this conversation. I mean, if you're willing to help us, then we can have conversation, but if, other than that, like...
Okay.
I mean, clearly you're talking to them, telling them not to open the door, they have rights, I understand that, but we might not even be talking to these people. We're actually trying to figure it out.
Okay.
So...
That's totally fine. I'm sure you would have their contact information.
Well, this is the address that we have.
Okay.
But I am also trying to bring some kind of understanding to what really is going on. I know what you guys are doing.
Ma'am, that's not why we're here today. And we're not
No,
gonna
well,
discuss
that's
that
not
right
what
now.
you're here today. But it will happen.
In all fairness, what we're going to do is leave. We're looking for a certain subject. We will return and attempt to locate that subject.
Did you guys have permission to go all the way back there? No, I don't think you did have permission to go all the way to the back of the house. I'm not sure why you're not answering the questions, but that's a tell-all right there. So,
what rights? You are undocumented. Stay safe out there, officers. Thank you for your services, and God bless you, and God bless America.
Is it realistic to deport everyone who's
You have
here
no
illegally?
choice. First of all, they're costing us a fortune. But we're starting with the criminals, and we got to do it. And then we're starting with others, and we're going to see how it goes.
Who are the others?
others are other people outside of criminals.
Let me ask you about another group of people, the estimated 4 million families in America who have mixed immigration status. So I'm talking about parents who might be here illegally, but the kids are here legally.
I don't want to be breaking up families, so the only way you don't break up the family is you keep them together and you have to send them all back.
Even kids who are here legally?
Well, what you going to do if they want to stay with the father? Look, we have to have rules and regulations. We don't have to separate families. We'll send the whole family very humanely back to the country where they came. That way the family's not separated.
So no more family separations. You're not reviving the zero tolerance
Well, it depends on the family. The family may decide to say, I'd rather have dad go, and we'll stay here. And in which case they have that option.
It's very simple. Don't come to the U.S. illegally, or you will get deported, because it's not fair to those who did it the right way.
Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Please. Please, get the fuck out of here, man.
Would you date an illegal immigrant?
I'm under the assumption that no human is illegal,
Okay.
so I wouldn't mind it, no.
You wouldn't mind it?
No.
If it's for love, then for sure.
Why not?
What if it's not for love? What if that person wants the papers? However, he's willing to pay you, you know?
Am I friends with that person? Sure, go right ahead. But I have to know that person first.
Okay, you would have to know that person first, yeah. And like, what would be the price you would say? Or like, you would do for free?
Ooh! I don't really know. Because I haven't been put in that situation before. I wouldn't really know what price to put on that.
Yeah. Let's say he's willing to pay like 30K.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, you would? Okay. All right, no, I think that's pretty decent. What if it's like 10K?
It's enough money to keep me afloat.
Oh, yeah?
Right?
Yeah,
And
so
especially in today's economy?
in today's economy, anything helps, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I was offered $30,000 to marry somebody from Vietnam so she can get a visa over here. And I simply said no, because I know their tricks. I know that once she comes over here, she's going to marry me, divorce me, take half of my stuff, then bounce. Come on. I was born at night, but not last night. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Elon Musk is a threat to our democracy. Allowing him to uncover fraud in the misappropriation of taxpayer dollars is somehow a constitutional crisis. Let me remind you all what you'll be losing if Elon Musk is not stopped. Americans will not benefit from the $2 million spent on a pancake eating contest in Mongolia. They will not benefit from the $4 million to fund a tampon throwing contest in Dubai. They will not benefit from the $8 million to produce Pimp My Ride in Zimbabwe. Hello? We got it. Got what? Evidence that USAID is actually really beneficial to the American people. Okay, I'll be right there. It came in 10 minutes ago. I'm sure this will make Americans really supportive of USAID. Elmo wants to jihad. Elmo wants women to not show their ankles. Elmo wants to teach your son how to throw a stone really hard. This is exactly what the American people will lose if we don't stop Elon Musk. I agree. Look at this. On the left is one of Musk's cronies. He goes by the alias Big Balls. I suspect it's a nickname he gave himself so people think he's packing, but by the looks of it, I'd say his balls aren't really that big. He recently recommended cutting $16 million funding an Afghanistan version of Karate Kid, which makes him the biggest threat to our democracy to date. My God, it's a constitutional crisis. We're sending a man inside Doge to gather information. This is our spy, David Hogg, codenamed Teeny Tiny Teensy Weensy Balls. Are you sure this will work? It's a 50-50 shot. My only concern is that he's too masculine to masquerade as a genius.